Hello? Anybody there? Oh yeah, hold on. I wanted to turn it down just a smidge. Last night was a little loud. Okay. Alright, hold on. Let me. Okay. Wait, where's. Sorry, sorry. Ah, yeah. Oh yeah, we're gonna continue. So, let's continue. Yeah. I don't know. Well, honestly, I probably tried. Yeah. So let's continue. Adventure of the Great Departure. I did it autoplay. Alright. So that was. Oh, that's right. The thing is back up. Yeah, I just the beta for Monster Hunter is back up. Yeah. Excellent work, Ryunosuke. That was superb. Ugh, my heart was in my mouth the entire time. It was almost unbelievable. I mean, looking at you in there, you were drenched in sweat, your eyes popping, your knees knocking, and you were grinding your teeth. It was a grim sight, but before I knew it, you started finding inconsistencies in the testimonies. I think you might have a natural talent for being a lawyer. Forget it. It's terrifying. I get through this. I don't ever want to see the inside of a courtroom again. Yeah, funny you should say that. Anyway, looks like we've explored your phantom lady at last. Hmm? The student, Miss Giselle Brett, student from Great Britain, is she? That's what I was trying to tell everyone from the start. Dr. Wilson wasn't alone. There was a young woman with him, like I've been saying all along. Yes, you have, haven't you? I might not be overly confident in the courtroom, but my powers of observation are one thing I am sure of. Yes, I can see that. So, about this young gentlewoman. Thanks to our detective friend, she was hastily escorted away from the scene, it seems. Did you see what happened with that? No, I didn't see any of it. I think you're a little bit preoccupied. I was just on my way out of the restaurant myself, then on the floor next to Dr. Wilson's table. I noticed there was a gun lying on the floor. And just after I bent down and picked it up, didn't have time to think about where this sound of the gunshot had come from. The waiter ran over to me, looking as white as a sheet. He bundled me into some sort of small pantry next to the kitchen. Fast thinking about the detective, he apprehended his suspect without a moment's delay. Yes, and because I was shut in the pantry, I have no idea what happened outside in the dining area. Ah, there you are. Well done, both. You, I forget your name. Professor Mikotoba. Well, it seems I was right. The pair of you make an outstanding team. You've exceeded my expectations, I have to say. Yes, it seems you planned this from the start. You arranged things so that I wouldn't be able to act as a lawyer in this trial. Our modern country is still in its infancy. Our justice system even more so, which is why I firmly believe that we need to send our brightest young stars overseas to learn all they can. I wanted to avoid a situation that may have resulted in the study tour to Great Britain being cancelled. Well, it makes no difference, lawyer or otherwise. If I'm the kind of man who can't help his best friend and avert the worst crisis of his life, I shouldn't waste everyone's time by going to study overseas anyway. What? What are you saying, Kazuma? So that's your stance. I was afraid you'd feel that way. Kazuma. Well then, it looks like it all comes down to you, young man. To me? Yes. You need to prove your innocence and uncover what really took place in that restaurant. I must say, I very much want to know the truth. After all, I have a personal connection to this case. Come to think of it, he said the same thing earlier this morning, didn't he? If you don't mind me asking, Professor, do you know the victim? Yes, I did. As you're probably aware, Dr. John H. Wilson was originally Professor Yumei, doesn't that both? And it was I who invited him. Oh, I see. I didn't know that before. Anyway, you're about to go into battle. The victim was a university professor from Great Britain, and a well-known one at that. Naturally, our government is looking to identify and punish the culprits as quickly as possible. But let's not forget who we're going up against. This gentlewoman whose involvement in our police bureau went to extraordinary lengths to hide. This is testing my reading capabilities, and I'm feeling, yes, I'm sure the prosecution will be using every tool at their disposal to quash your case. But I have no doubt that your pair will put up a good fight, right to the last. Best of luck. Thank you. Now then, I need you to run an errand at the university at once. There's something I think we may need. Of course. Good luck, Kazuma-sama. Defender Naruhodo, court recess is over. Please remember back inside the courtroom at once. Go time. It's time. Ikuzo. Let's get back to it, partner. Let's go in there and deal a decisive blow before those old fossils know what hit them. Kazuma? What? Thank you. Really? What for? Well, if you hadn't said you believed in me, then I'm fairly sure I already been found guilty by now. Look, I have faith in you. As a lawyer and as a friend. Coming from you, that means a lot. Especially if I'm found guilty in this trial. He's really going to give up on his dream of studying abroad. That's the kind of true friend he is. But this isn't just my battle anymore. Whoever we're up against, we absolutely cannot afford to lose. Alright. I'll say the thank yous for after the trial. Here. You can treat me to one of those sukiyaki meals I like from Yumei Cafeteria on University Street. With an extra large portion, of course. With the next large portion, of course. The court hereby resumes its trial of Ryunosuke Naruhodo. Sorry, I am still fiddling with the thingy. I can. It's bugging me, so I can't help it. Oh, that's better. I like that. The court hereby resumes. Yeah, I said that already. Prosecutor Auchi, have you managed to subpoena the witness? Yes, Your Excellency, against all odds. And thanks to a certain young stripling, the prosecution is now under rather painful scrutiny from the government. Sorry. Well, this is your neck on the line. Let the government scrutinize. That's their job. It's nothing to worry about. It's highly unlikely that their relationship before the Great Britain will emerge from this trial unscathed. Will you still think it's nothing to worry about when the new treaty breaks down our nation's founders? Our flounders? I guess it sounds like it. Wait, I gotta pee back case. Did they say flounders? Oh. Yeah, I think they did. That's an error. I think they did mean it didn't mean flounder, but it just says founder. They missed the L. Again, terribly sorry. If the friendship between our nations is really so fragile, then the treaty isn't worth the paper it's written on. You really have nothing to worry about. What do you mean? A secret trial, anxiety over some foreign government's opinions, a bungled investigation, and missing witnesses? Is this what our nation's justice system is? Is this the Supreme Court of Japan or England or of England? Shut up, you jumped up rookie boy. You and your friend know nothing of the situation our nation finds itself in. By aligning ourselves with a great world power, we'll become strong. Diplomacy has never been more critical. Timely. Steady political maneuvering is what will secure our futures. Yeah. Or more like line your pockets. But you mean that too, don't you? I won't deny that I'm no expert. I'm just a student, and one who can arguably study harder too. But standing here now in our Supreme Court, there is one thing I feel very strongly. A country that fails to uphold the truth and the justice system is a country with no future at all. Couldn't have said it better myself. Well said, Ryunosuke. Despite the wide-eyed look of terror, you little brats! Brat summer. I don't know why I said that. Thank you, Council. This court is the pinnacle of our nation's justice, and it exists solely for the pursuance of truth. With that in mind, this trial will now resume with the next witness taking the stand. Visiting student from Great Britain, Miss Josiah Brett. Yes. Your Excellency. Uh-oh. Why is he crashing out? Oh, hello. Definitely not the theme of a villain. Well, what a delight it is to welcome such a fine gentlewoman into Japan and from such a distant land. Tea. Someone bring English tea in England. No discussions take place without tea. Jeez, man, they're bending over backwards for her. Is that true? No idea. So, could we possibly trouble you to state your name and occupation for the court? Of course. My name is Satoru Hosonaga, not you, stupid. I have been working undercover as the head waiter at La Carnival. What I do? Yes, we know all about you already. Mr. Hosonaga, where are your manners? In England, it's always ladies first. Is that true? No idea. More importantly, a little earlier today, you said something to me. You said your powers of observation are the one thing you're sure of. Oh, yes, I think I did, didn't I? Yet your description for this amazing sight was simply a woman. Sorry, Rinosuke, but powers of observation aside, your powers of description are sorely lacking. Guilty, guilty. So, dear lady, once again, if we may trouble you for your name and occupation, please. Oh. Oh, it's supposed to be she's speaking in English while they're speaking Japanese, and it's like, what? But then to make it writing in speaking in cursive. Excuse me? It's like, excuse me? Yo, it's funny. I wonder if you play it in Japanese version, it literally is just written in English. I'm terribly sorry, dear lady, but what? None of us speak English. He speaks English, of course. Yeah, I can't. No, that is completely unreadable. Lube. Yeah, I don't know. The lady says her name is Giselle Brett. She comes from London, England. She's a visiting research student currently enrolled in the UMA University's medical faculty. Oh my, what a rare treat to hear the dulcet tones of the delightful language of the British people. I'm afraid I don't understand a word you said, but it was as beautiful as a hummingbird's song, as far as I can tell. The detective is translating her words faithfully enough. Yes, I agree. You'll obviously do fine in England, Kazuma. Her English doesn't rally you at all, does it? Nor you. You clearly have been paying attention in your English classes for Rinosuke. The court thanks the beautiful lady for taking the stand. Now, if we may trouble you to confirm something, Miss Brett. 3 days ago, at a restaurant called La Carnival, a grim murder took place. The court has been led to believe that you were dining there with the victim, Dr. Wilson, at the time. Is that correct? Oh. He says, yes. Mucho texto. This could take some time. So even though she's studying here in Japan, she can't speak any Japanese. Yeah. Yeah. I'd like to apologize for disappearing from the scene. She says that she was due to make a presentation at the university. She had to leave immediately. Interesting. When you're the one who engineered her escape. I was just following special order from the bureau. Well now, dear lady, would you be so kind as to cast your eyes over this photo? This picture? Seeing as you were so unfortunately present at the scene of the crime, could it be that your splendid eyes caught sight of the wicked perpetrator, perhaps? Apparently, it was a very frightening and sorrowful sight. You mean to say, yes, it would appear that the lady did witness the crime. The very moment when the accused, standing right there in this courtroom, shot the victim in cold blood. Wait, well, that must be a lie. Order in court. Did you hear that, Your Excellency? Here we have absolutely conclusive witness statement. Well, it looks like it's clear now. Clear who our real enemy is. Yeah, because if she's lying, that means, yeah, if you're telling the truth, that means she's lying to get you to take blame for it. Unfortunately, I will have to ask you to formally testify, if you please. Kindly tell the court the exact nature of this frightening and sorrowful sight you described. Frightening and sorrowful sight. Okay, guys, skip what she's gonna say. I had arranged to meet for a slightly late luncheon with Dr. Wilson that day. The professor was unable to eat, so I ordered for myself only a beef steak. Yep. After a while, the accused came over to greet the professor and they got into a fierce argument. Then not long afterwards, the accused took the professor's gun and shot him right before my eyes. I don't carry a gun myself, so obviously I couldn't have been the culprit. This is a condemning testimony indeed. No, I didn't have any kind of argument with the professor at all. You, wait your turn. Quiet, you filthy wretch. Look at you black-hearted blackguard, and look at this lone white angel. Okay. I'm sure even the dark-minded scoundrel like you can imagine whose words the court is going to believe. Whoa. You're still making the same mistakes, Ryunosuke. You mustn't blur out when you're goaded out like that. That's a lesson you need to learn. But he's so annoying. Of course, I was at the scene as well. I took the statements from this lady and the two witnesses who testified before and reported back to the bureau. It was decided that Miss Barrett was not involved, so I let her go. The testimonies of the last two witnesses were completely worthless, however. Yeah, don't forget about that. They were completely worthless, so your judgment was bad. Well, even so, on the day in question, the lady was wearing the same outfit as she is today. As you can see, there is nowhere about her person where she could conceal a firearm. I would think she could hide a gun almost anywhere in that outfit if she wanted to. Yeah, I agree. Unless and until the precise location where the witnesses that have hidden a weapon can be shown, this is moot. It's a moot point. Okay. There are no pockets in my outfit. I have nowhere to hide the gun. Your head? Those are the witnesses' own words on the matter. That's ridiculous. If only I was allowed to lift up her dress, I could prove it. Don't think about doing anything rash, Ryunosuke. When I didn't fire the gun I picked up, there must be another gun there that day. You're right about that. There had to be two guns, which means this lady was hiding a gun somewhere. Yes, that's what we have to prove now. And to do so, we will need to pull her testimony apart. The defense may now cross-examine the witness. Oh, yes, Your Excellency. There's some things he said, frightening and sorrowful sight. Luncheon with Dr. Wilson. The professor wasn't able to eat, so I ordered for myself only beef steak. After a while, he came up to the president had this argument to press this. Yes! What do you mean? I never got into an argument with the professor. All I did was when I noticed him, go over to say hello. Please don't get angry with me. No, I wasn't directing that report at you. I went for the lady next to you. But anyway, as I said, I did not argue with the professor. I'm afraid your words are in vain. Sorry? This Brett does not appear to speak Japanese. No, of course not. Japanese is a cumbersome language anyways. English is a feature. We almost speak English. I can't. Dude, the game's gonna get me in trouble, bro. It will not be. Yo, he is. Well, as we know, I guess the writers, yeah. if this was real, he would be right to say that. I wonder if the prosecution will feel that way forever, or only in the presence of a beautiful woman. Well, that beautiful woman is telling blatant lies with a completely straight face. I had to find something that will unravel her testimony, no matter how seemingly insignificant it may be. Anyway, it seems that after the argument, he is briefly returned to his own seat. That part ties into what you said, doesn't it? Yes, I still had some talking to do. And the next time you got up after that was when I finished my coffee and stood up to leave. And not long afterwards, Houston took the purpose and shot him.
Yes!
Like I said, I did not shoot that gun. And like I said, there's no point in repeating that assertion over and over. Well, I wasn't expecting to be attacked. Well, I wasn't expecting to be attacked on my own side. Nevertheless, defendant, you can't deny that when the shot rang out in the restaurant, you had a gun in your hand. Yes, that's true, but all I did was pick up the gun I saw on the floor next to the professor as I was leaving the restaurant. In fact, yes, there was someone much closer to the victim than me at the time. The highly... Oh, that will do, you dirty, rotten scoundrel. Dirty. Your baseless accusation could very well cause an international incident, boy. It seems to me that your accusation is just as baseless as ours. What nonsense. The lady is merely stating what she saw. And this is already an international incident as far as I'm concerned anyway. Yeah, I don't carry a gun myself, obviously. I don't have anything to suggest otherwise. Yeah, I had to press her for something. Yeah, I really don't have anything otherwise.
Yes.
This is a press everything. It's all very well saying that. Can you prove it? Absolutely. I verified it personally. You verified it? Yes. I immediately after the incident, I checked to make sure the lady was not carrying any weapon. I distinctly remember her saying, "I'm not." Wait, that's how you check? That's all you did? You just asked her? That's... Surely you carried out a physical search, Inspector? No. Dude, what is the app? Like I said in the first part, kangaroo court. What is this? Why on earth not? The honorable English gentlewoman clearly stated that she did not possess a weapon. Yeah, because no way, why would she lie about that? There is obviously no need for any further probing into the matter yet. Or there was no permission given for any further probing into the matter, perhaps. Think what you will, but if you're going to continue with this preposterous claim that the refined lady was concealing a firearm, the prosecution demands that you support your assertion with facts. In other words, he wants evidence. Ugh. The lady wishes to point out that of course she wanted to stay and assist with the investigation, but she was in a hurry to give a presentation at the university, so was compelled to leave. But how she, in English? Not to mention the fact that your officer told you to get the woman out of there. Not get her out of there. I just urged her to leave. Well, they told you to make sure she's not involved. Lady would like to point out that she is in no way meant to run away from the scene of the crime, which is why she is only too happy to cooperate and testify here in court today, of course. Unlike a certain student who refuses to admit when the game is up. You could at least have the courtesy to pay attention when I'm goading you. So she's maintaining that you've gone into an argument with the professor, at the end of which you shot him, which is an out and out, totally unfounded lie. Still, her statement is very compelling. After all, she's an elegant, refined, young, and beautiful gentlewoman from Great Britain. In stark contrast to you, dressed from head to toe in a dull black school uniform. Dude, I'm dressed exactly the same as you, way as you are, except for the flapping red ribbons. Well, anyway, this is our only chance to expose her testimony as the fiction that it is. If we can't do that, the trial's over. Even you with your thick skin must be able to feel the murderous looks you're getting from around the room only too well. I feel half dead already. And the fact that I can't see a single inconsistency in her testimony isn't making me feel any better either. The first thing to do is press her on any of her statements that seem even slightly off to you. Do that, and an opening will present itself, I promise you. I need to expose the true face of this exotic foreigner that's hiding behind the mask. That's what I should be aiming for in this cross-examination. So basically, if we don't have any evidence, we gotta look. Well, why?
Yes.
Why? After 2 p.m. In fact, that's really quite a late lunch, isn't it?
Attention!
You don't keep up with the latest fashions from Britain, do you? Late lunches are in vogue, isn't that right? No. Yeah, I wanted to make that very easy to understand. No. Ugh. Spicy English no has quite a stink to it. The gentlewoman is currently working in the victim's research laboratory, it seems. So it was apparently a daily occurrence that they would lunch together. But on the day in question, the victim had another appointment at the clinic first. Yeah, which we can prove from the medical report card that was submitted as evidence earlier. Right. Miss Britta, the victim went to lunch following the victim's treatment, which is why it was so late. Yes, that all makes perfect sense. There's a wonderful logic. What a shining example of English intelligence this fine gentlewoman is. The glazing. So you both arrived at the restaurant. What happened next? The rest was unable to eat, so I ordered for myself only beef steak. The thing is this one. But when we said we went to go sit down, like I said, I did not shoot that gun. Yeah, okay, never mind now. Baby slap.
Attention!
Yeah, I got this. No. Can't get myself off. Yeah. Well, they gotta be, so then it's the only one I didn't press is the steak one.
Yes.
He was unable to eat, you say. Did he tell her? Did she know? And that was because he just had a tooth removed at the product clinic, correct? That's right. You're supposed to actively check with the witness before answering. Was Miss Beretta aware of that fact? It seems so, yes. She heard that the professor was to have some dental treatment. So that would mean it was you who ate the steak pictured here. Isn't that right, Miss Brett? That's right, yes. The print you have there shows the table exactly as it was left after the horrifying event. Wait, then no. Oh, hold on. Add that to the statement. That's not what the picture looks like. Exactly as it was left. Dear me, what a harrowing experience. Yeah, because the picture does not. The stick is on his side, so no, it was moved. You have traveled to a distant island on the far side of the world and to be embroiled in such a tragic incident. You have no fear, my dear lady. I shall swear I shall crush the evil fiend that has subjected you to this terrible plight. So the victim, Dr. Wilson, had nothing to eat or drink at all? That's right, other than some carbonated water. Just water? Yes, The professor wasn't able to eat, but he had been given permission to drink water. So it appears that the diners toasted their lunch with a glass of water each. They each raised a glass of carbonated water? What do you think, Marinosuke, about the witness's last statement? It's very meaningful. That last statement of yours, Miss Brett, has a profound bearing on this case. Well, well, how fascinating. Do tell us, what is the profound bearing, The significance of the statement will become apparent when the time is right. The defense calls for the witness' last statement to be formally added to the testimony. Well, sidestep, counsel. Very well. Miss Brett, kindly repeat what you just said to be added to your official testimony. Gladly, she said. That was brilliant, Kazuma. I'm going to remember that one. Which one? The significance will become apparent when the time is right. I can really use that phrase. I'd hope there are some more useful tips you're picking up from this experience than that, Ryunosuke. Yeah. I ordered a beefsteak for myself as a professor, and I said cheers over a glass of... Okay. Present. Where's your glass? It's this. It's the crime scene.
Yes.
There's only one glass. That's it. Like, let me just confirm something, please. It's to do with this photographic picture. They're gonna get me every time. Just a short while ago, you spoke of this print showing the victim's table at the crime scene. That it was exactly as it was left. That is correct, the lady says. Well, that is, it's odd, very odd. Dear me, what's odd is the defense's inability to express itself. Ugh. Ryunosuke, what is it about the print that looks odd to you? Well, obviously, it's the cheers. The cheers? Miss Brett just told us that she and the professor said cheers over a glass of water, but the cheers needed 2 glasses. But if that's true, where is her glass? There should be 2 glasses on the table, not 1. Ah! You're quite right, Counsel. There's only 1 glass pictured here.
Objection!
Are we supposed to be impressed by this nitpicking over a minute? Minutiae? Yes, well, yes, she claims to have the cheers over a thing, but she obviously didn't. There's no glass. Where's her glass? What possible differences does the presence or absence of the glass make on the case?
Objection!
Makes a huge difference. Minutiae, you say? I think it's minutia. Could it be that the detective here removed the glass from the table to conceal the lady's presence? Of course not. I would never do something so reckless. But there should have been 2 glasses on the table. Or are you going to try and tell me that you can clink with only 1? You're quite right. I certainly took 2 glasses to the table. Inspector, what did the lady say? It would seem that Miss Brett who took the glass from the table. What? It was all so terrifying, everything that happened. I panicked and thought I should try and hide the fact that I had been there at all. She's saying, she's so ready to help. But you failed to say that, huh? I haven't been there at all, she's saying. Good gracious. Sorry. Sorry. Very audible sorry. There, as I assured the court before, this is of no consequence at all. Oh, please. You must remember that this student had just murdered this lady's lunch and companion before her very eyes. Who could blame her for concealing a glass or 2 in her state of disarray? Not concealing. I guess maybe I'd say maybe knock me over. That would be a better thing to say, like, oh, I knocked it over. Oh, really? So do we take it that you are not going to accuse this vulnerable young woman, young and beautiful one, sorry, of mischief? What? No. This can't be put down to mischief. I'd like to know exactly how the lady took the glass from the scene. Where did you hide it? It would seem that she slipped it into a small handbag she was carrying. Yeah, a handbag, you say? Yes, Your Excellency. Small handheld pouch commonly carried by well-to-do women in England. So, the beautiful lady has very graciously explained why she removed the glass from the scene. However, the fact remains that this glass has absolutely no bearing on this case. This student has been trying to confuse the court with logical reasoning, but in the end, it comes to nothing. Now, no more pretentious accusations. You have wasted enough time already. Indeed, the lady has offered a satisfactory explanation as to why she removed this glass. I think henceforth we consider the matter to have no bearing on the case. Counsel for defense, are you in agreement? Well, I don't know really. If you want to pursue this matter further, you're going to need to show that it has some deeper significance. Yes, you're right. So she took the glass away in her handbag. There's a deeper significance there. It's the handbag. Wait, the lady put the glass in her handbag, you say? Yes. You try to keep up? It's already been explained to the court that all English gentlemen would carry handbags with small items. Let me see. A little while ago, Miss Brett stated the following. There are no pockets in my outfit. I have nowhere to hide a gun. But what she forgot to mention was her handbag, in which it would be perfectly possible to conceal a gun. You're right. Well done, partner. I had a feeling you'd pick up on that too. What are you insinuating, you vile blackguard? It's really very simple. The gunshot was heard when the defendant picked up the gun from the restaurant floor. As he didn't fire that gun, we can deduce there must be another firearm at the scene. A true murder weapon, if you will. No ballistics, so they can't really see if the gun fired or not. You can't seriously be suggesting Inspector Hosonaga. Yes? Did you or did you not search Miss Jezebel Brett's handbag on the day of the murder? No, I did not. No, sir, I did not. Holy, this guy's a dude, as I thought. In other words, another gun, the one that was actually used to kill the professor, could have been hidden in Miss Brett's handbag. No! It's entirely possible. Order. What is the meaning of this, Inspector? The meaning of what, Prosecutor Ochi? Why on earth did you not have the lady open her handbag and show you the contents at the time? Thanks to your bungling incompetence, now she has to endure these uncomfortable accusations. Brilliant work, partner. Now we have a chance to expose the real woman behind the mask. Do you think so, Kazuma? Uh-oh, he's like, uh-oh, I kind of biffed it. Well, what a sorry situation. Clearly you have no faith in the police. As I said, I did not search the lady's handbag after the shooting, simply because it was unnecessary. Yeah, the police, yeah, we deemed it not necessary, yeah. Unnecessary in what way? I ought to thank the student lawyer, really. I have a piece of evidence here that I had completely forgotten about. Oh, conveniently. This is a photographic print. The print, what's that mark on his hand? The print is a photograph. This print is a picture that I thought would be prudent to take immediately after the shooting. As you can see, it clearly shows Miss Brett's handbag. And of course, it's a wire bag, so you can see its contents. Well, I never. You can see right through to what's inside. Yeah, conveniently. That's right. Apparently, meshwork bags like these are the height of fashion in London at the moment. The contents are clearly visible. Exactly. So there was no need to search the lady's handbag. If there had been a gun inside, it would have been immediately obvious. Ugh. As you can see, there's nothing to imply Miss Brett's guilt here. Nah. Thank you for helping to prove that, Naruhodo-san. Uh-oh. Order, order! Inspector Hosonaga, you will submit that print as evidence at once. Certainly, Your Excellency. A photograph of the handbag has been entered into the court record. I think you've had a long enough to cross-examine in the witness counsel. Oh, he's crashing out. Hold on, before you crash out. Wait. Yeah, what is this on his arm? Why is there a bull? Yeah, what is that bull symbol? The court has now been shown considerable evidence as the photographic print just submitted into the court records appears to have for no further significance. I am satisfied there is no longer any room for doubt in this matter, and I must make my ruling. Indeed, there is only one logical conclusion: that the pathetic rookie slumped over the bench before us is the only possible perpetrator of this crime. Oh no. Ugh. No. Just when I thought I was beginning to turn things around. I'm in a worse situation than I was at the start. Uh-oh, even he's crashing out. Kazuma? I'm sorry, Ryunosuke. Now that the cross-examination of the witness is over, there's no way to force this trial to continue. What? You mean this is it? Uh-oh. The thing that that assistant girl was going to get is going to come in handy. Wait, you mean this is it? Must say, you put up quite a fight for a rookie student, but the weak are meat, while the strong eat. You were wasting your time. There's no way to defeat true justice. As a fact you can chew on to your heart's content from the inside of your cell. This can't be happening. Am I really going to be found guilty of a crime that I didn't commit? And Kazuma, his dream of going to study in Great Britain will slip through his fingers. What? Is there really no chance for now of turning this trial around? You heard the judge. There's nothing about that last photograph the detective produced that we can contest, which means there's no basis on which we can argue for the trial to continue. Very well, I will now proceed immediately to the ruling. Conceivably, we all be able to report to the British government on time after all. That smug little Ryunosuke Naruhodo, having considered all the evidence placed before me,
Yes!
I hereby find you. Wait, Your Excellency. Ryunosuke? I don't think you can rule this on this case yet.
Objection!
This amateurishness is getting tedious. When His Excellency deems that the trial is over, he gives his ruling. That is the most basic protocol of the courtroom.
Yes!
Yes, I know that. Oh, what's that thing on our? Wait, what? Did he always have the thing on his hand? I never saw that. Your Excellency, just a moment ago you said this. As the photographic evidence just submitted appears to have no further significance, there is no longer any room for doubt in this matter, and I must make my ruling. Now that means that there is a problem with the court evidence, some significant detail I mean. Then ruling on the case at this time would be out of the question. This is blatant straw clutching. Look at this picture. All it shows is the handbag this gentlewoman was carrying on the day in question. There can be no problem with this evidence. You better know what you're doing, Ryunosuke. I understand your objection, counsel. Certainly. The new evidence submitted by the detective has not undergone the court's scrutiny. However, I fail to see how we can glean any new information from this handbag. It's not the handbag. Ah, my thoughts exactly. Really, the prosecution is becoming tired of this rookie's desperate wheezes. Yes, I am desperate, but this isn't a wheeze. There's something about this photo that which just doesn't seem right. If only I could put my finger on it. Well, you're gonna have to right now. Very well. I'll grant the defense one final opportunity. What? Wait, options. What? Oh, sorry. What? But be warned that if I am unsatisfied by your response here, the trial will be over with immediate effect. Do I make myself clear? Yes, Your Excellency. So, take another look at the photographic picture Inspector Hosonaga submitted before. We will identify for the court where in this print we see it given in detail to which you have alluded. It must be detail is this? Is it this?
Yes!
Look at this here. There's a very unusual mark on the victim's wrist. That is true. It looks almost like a burn of some description.
Objection!
Hear me. I was pondering what new piffle? It's probably piffle. You would come out with a burn, you say, on the victim's wrist? Clearly, that has nothing whatsoever to do with the magnificent lady's handbag. Yes, that is a burn mark. You're right. Go on, Inspector. Police coroner also noticed that when he was performing the post-mortem examination, it was deemed unrelated to the cause of death, so he didn't note it in his report. What did I tell you? In any case, we have no idea when the victim suffered this burn, do we? And no possible way of knowing either. The more I look at it, the more I find myself intrigued by the curious shape of this mark at the bowl. However, as Prosecutor Elchi points out, unless a firm connection to the case can be shown, I cannot allow any further time to be spent on the precise details of this burn. Excuse me, Your Excellency. I was seeing Miss Brett as lunch appointment with Dean and other university staff. She would like to know if she may be excused from the stand now. Oh, of course, dear lady. We shan't hold you up any longer. I'm quite sure His Excellency is about to give his final ruling anyway. Yeah, as soon as we brought it up, she's real quick to want to leave. What's your thinking on this, Rinosuke? Do you believe this burn does have something to do with the case? To be honest, I'm not really sure. But if I don't keep pushing, then it's all over. So I was thinking I should keep digging and digging in the hope that I might uncover something useful. Yes, you're right. I am? If we can just link that burn to the case, if we can do that, we might be able to prise this shutting door back open again. Just give up, counsel. You can't possibly hope to do that. Indeed, I'm afraid that without evidence, I can't allow you to pursue what is little more than conjecture. But if we had evidence that irrefutably linked the burn on the victim's wrist to the case, then you would allow it? I would, yes. Tell the truth, I hadn't noticed that burn, but as soon as you pointed it out, what I did notice was the color draining from Miss Brett's face. Really? I had to find some link between that burn and the case. Lock in. Get it twisted. If you lock in, you can do anything. This is the moment of truth. I'm trying to find some evidence or proof what that burn really means. So then, the defense will now present its evidence to the court. The evidence that demonstrates an inextricable connection between victim burn and this trial. Oh. You've seen. I have to examine. It's something. It's a bowl, but where do we see a bowl mark? Oh, the hot plate. It's this. So he was eating. He was eating.
Yes.
Hot plate. I thought I saw it. What's this, counsel? Yet another picture? Yes, Your Excellency. I believe the photographic the picture are an amazing invention. When we humans look at the scene, we miss things. Yet all is revealed in the picture but a photograph. Things we may have overlooked at the time are recorded forevermore. Do hurry up, rookie. What are you trying to say? To inconvenience this poor lady any further would be quite inexcusable. Actually, we may need you to stay with us a little longer if you don't mind, Miss Brett. You see, it's very clearly visible in this other photograph. How did the victim come to have that unusually shaped burn on his wrist? The reason is recorded here forevermore. What? How?
Objection!
You can't fool me with your little bluff, boy. If that's your game, then let's see how it plays out. Show the court exactly what you mean. What is it in the photos that explains the reason for the victim's burn? Right here. It was a hot plate.
Yes.
The beefsteak? Actually, the point is that metal plate the steak was served on. The plate? Your Excellency, are you alright? As you can see, there's an emblem on the plate. I would guess it's some sort of trademark of La Carnival. This emblem on the plate and the victim's burn are exactly the same shape. Ryunosuke, you're genius. Hensai, you're spot on. Which means he was eating. The victim must have suffered this burn while he was present at the restaurant.
Objection!
So what is it? But even if that's the case, we can't know if it happened on the day in question or not. It would have been the day before or the day before that, or most likely it happened at some other unrelated time. Well,
Objection!
Kazuma comes in. Sally, Prosecutor Aochi, the chances of that are really extremely slim. Thanks. Why? The outline of the burn is clearly discernible. Thus, a serious injury would have caused quite a commotion in the restaurant. Wouldn't you agree, Inspector Hosonaga? You're right. I can't imagine having missed such a terrible disaster, certainly. So that means it probably happened post-mortem. But I would say, looking at the picture of the room, that it wasn't suffered very long ago. And although it's not particularly large burn, it's extremely well defined, as the defense just pointed out. There was no mild burn, that's for sure. Probably third-degree burn. Could you be more specific? I can't say that word. Inspector? Well, let's see. If the plate was at around 90 degrees centigrade, a burn like that would have taken around 3 seconds. Holy, it's inconceivable the victim wouldn't have let out a scream of pain then. So that means it must be post-mortem. I've been investigating at the restaurant for several weeks already, but I've not heard anyone scream at all. As the head waiter of La Carnival, I can testify to that without hesitation. But not what you said earlier. You're a detective, not a waiter. Not a waiter.
Yes.
There you have it. Something isn't right here. As the detective said, anyone who burnt themselves on a piping hot plate for 3 whole seconds would scream in pain. There's no question of that. And yet, Inspector Hosonaga never heard the professor scream, not on that day or any before it. That's right. And the strange thing is, on the day he was shot, I didn't hear him cry out either. What are you suggesting? Well, if the professor had carelessly laid his wrist on the plate or for anything like 3 seconds that day, that would be beyond careless, I think, Counsel. Then the rest of us in the restaurant, myself, the surgeon, and the old entrance dealer, all of us would, without any question, have heard him scream. Wouldn't you agree, Prosecutor Ochi? Well, yes, I suppose. So the question is, why didn't a single person hear Dr. Wilson scream? I almost don't believe it. Ryunosuke, do you think... Can it really be true? I never dreamt we'd arrive at a conclusion like this, but I'm starting to think that maybe we've been led into a terrible trap. Yeah, you think but he might have been, but no, he thought we was talking to him. Led into a terrible trap. There's only one explanation I can think of to make sense of this apparent impossibility. On the day in question, when he suffered the burn to his wrist, Dr. Wilson was already deceased. No man can remain silent while his wrist was burning. Even if you're asleep, you'd wake up on a piping hot plate for 3 whole seconds. That's clearly impossible. Apart from in one particular situation. Counsel, are you suggesting? Yes, it's only possible if the man was already dead. Already dead? Knowing what we know now is the only possible explanation. When the beefsteak was brought to Dr. Wilson's table that day, the professor was already dead. That's madness! So he died after he talked to him. So after Ryunosuke talked to him, he must have died around that point. But the victim was killed by a gunshot. That's right. That's absolutely right, Your Excellency. This is just another ridiculous ploy by the rookie student, but clearly he has no grasp of the facts.
Objection!
No, Prosecutor Aochi, it is you who has no grasp of the facts. I beg your pardon? As soon as it became apparent that the victim had suffered the burn while at the restaurant, this whole case was turned upside down. Or have you not grasped that yet? Your Excellency, this court must hear from the witness again. If it's true, as we now believe, the victim was already dead before the gunshot was heard. It's highly likely that Miss Brett knows something about it. Incredible. Could be his water was poisoned. Incredible. I certainly didn't anticipate this twist of events. I'm sorry to say, Miss Brett, that you will have to forget your luncheon engagement. But Your Excellency, the justice system in our country may have been in infancy, but rest assured, all reasonable doubt must be dispelled before I am prepared to pass judgment. Thank you, Your Excellency. What was that smile? Yes, of course. I mean, I'd be delighted to help. Oh, yeah. So that thing was a facade, especially if it helps relations between my country and yours. Wait. So why did you just Miss Brett? You speak Japanese? Hi. Well, of course I do. I am studying your country after all. Yeah, okay, that's a weird one. But then why have you been speaking through an interpreter until now? My mother tongue, the Queen's English, is the most refined and elegant language in the world. As a gentlewoman, I try to avoid speaking your vulgar... Hold on. Told okay, then I'm murderer and racist. Okay, sick. Whoa. But it seems the men in this land possess none of the chivalrous virtues of English gentlemen. Yeah, famously. So I can see that I shall have to lower myself to communicating with all you all on your own level. Oh, well, you are the epitome of true English woman. I almost said epitome. I almost said epitome. We are truly honored by this lavishly consideration. This lavish consideration that you so graciously afforded us. Dude, she's insulting you and your language. I see. In that case, Miss Brett, I will now ask you to testify in your own words about the events leading up to the death of the victim, Dr. Wilson. So, we're finally going to hear our own words on the matter. Things are getting interesting, Ryunosuke. The victim's death. Fortunately, I have no idea when the poor man burned his wrist like that. When the waiter brought them to my steak, the professor and I raised our glasses and toast. As far as I've heard, post-mortem reports show no other hospital of death beside the gunshot. If there's something other way the man's life could be taken without leaving a trace, please do show me. But of course, this country's inferior investigative techniques probably wouldn't pick up on it anyways. Oh, what's that supposed to mean? That most captivating and beatable testimony will go down in Supreme Court's history. Thank you. Easy does it. Yeah, stop easy with the glazing, man. I hope that is the last time I'll have to sully my lips with the coarse tones of your unbecoming tongue. Oh, forgive me. I do hope I haven't insulted anyone. Well, yeah, you're being awfully racist, lady. Oh, wait, sorry, I didn't read that. Wait, what did you say? No, not at all, not at all. I delight merely to hear you speak, dear lady. And it seems very clear from your testimony that this boorish talk of the victim's burn is utterly irrelevant. I will be speaking to your country's Minister of Justice about what has happened here today. The Minister of Justice? May that irritating little bully of a student be given the harshest punishment possible. Amen. Huh? Thanks? Was that a prayer then? Well, you'll have to forgive the irritation, Miss Brett, and put up with the cross-examination now. I expect you've noticed that this little bully of a student, as you put it, doesn't miss much. What, did you think you were going to cross-examine him? Think again. I'm sure I don't need to remind you, counsel, that this will be your final cross-examination on this trial. You said that like 2 examinations ago, so if you fail to demonstrate any problem with this witness's testimony, I will be ruling on this case immediately. Is that clear? Yes, Your Excellency. Then you may proceed with the cross-examination. This is a real beefer of a first case. Oh my god, I don't think Ace Attorney 1, 2, or 3 had this long of a first case. The victim's death. Fortunately, I have no idea when the poor man burned. Yeah. Okay. It's that. Let's just start with the most interesting one, the last one. Pictures of the gunshot. If there's some other way, man, please do show me. Investigating techniques probably wouldn't.
Yes.
Inferior? What do you mean by that? In the lands of the Great British Empire, the police store everything found at a crime scene for later examination. But in this country, you investigate once and that's the end of it. Isn't that so? Quite right. The carnival is open for business as usual today, just days after the incident. Exactly, which means that even if the investigation takes a different direction, vital evidence may be lost. Hmm? Doesn't even occur to you that naive detectives are trying to preserve the crime scene. I'm trying to be as tactical about this as I can. You understand? Haha, killer blow. The lady is as formidable as she is beautiful. Amazing. He actually admitting our police may be flawed. Perhaps the prosecutor also is finally starting to see sense. I very much doubt that. Still, there's something about what Miss Brett just said. There was a moment before where something didn't seem quite right. Osanaga, what do you think, Ryunosuke? I think it's going terribly. No matter how much I press her, I'm not turning up any new information. Yes, as I suspected, she's a tough witness. We need to find a way to break testimony, or the cross-examination will be over. But that would mean I have to find a way. There must be some clue somewhere to help us find a chink in her armor. Kazuma. What, Ryunosuke? There is one thing I noticed, something that's been bothering me. Bothering you? You mean about Miss Prey? Actually, no. About Hosonoka. About the person standing next to her, Inspector Hosonaga. It's yes. He seemed to react a little strangely to Miss Brett's last statement. I was wondering if it might be significant, if it might present an opening, maybe. All right, I have an idea. Try pressing her on that last statement one more time, if you think so, but this time, instead of targeting a woman herself, let's see what we can get out of the detective. All right then. I wonder what Kazuma's thinking. I'll find out soon enough, I suppose. Once I press Miss Brett on the last statement again.
Yes.
Inferior? What do you mean by that? In the lines of the Great British Empire, the police store everything found at the crime scene for later examination. But in this country, you investigate once and that's the end of it. Isn't that so? Quite right. The carnival is open for business as usual today, just days after the incident. Exactly, which means that even if the investigation takes a different direction, bad evidence may be lost. Yes, there it is again. The detective's reaction is just the same as before. Why? Up until now, the detective has been in his stand with Miss Brett as her interpreter. But things are very different now. For this testimony, the detective is just listening to what the Englishwoman has to say. This could be a golden opportunity. What do you mean? When people are actually testifying, they're usually very careful not to let anything slip. However, when they're listening to something else speak, you'll find they often let their guard down. You're right. Look at him. He's lost in his own thoughts. It's time. Pursue the man in his train of thought. Sorry? Pursue? I'll explain how to do it now, Ryunosuke. It's all to do with the witness marker. What marker? At this moment, we're focused on Miss Brett, who's the person actually making the current statement. But by moving the marker to the left, A and D, you can turn your attention to other people to stand while you're looking. Okay, so that's the main feature, or the new feature of this game. While you're looking at other witnesses, you'll be able to pursue them with space. If you can catch a person at just the right time, you might uncover some new information to pursue. If you ever notice a strange atmosphere amongst the people on the stand, take a good look around. Alright then, so first just remove the marker across it, being focus on the detective. Then pursue him with space and see what's on his mind. Here we go. Exactly, which means that...
Wait.
And then they...
Excuse me.
Excuse me. Yeah. What's the meaning of this? I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to shock you. He really was lost in his thoughts. Deeply. It looked like you were thinking something just now, Inspector. Perhaps having heard what the lady next to you had to say? If there's something you'd like to say, please share it with the court.
Objection!
What is the meaning of this? It's a delightful Englishwoman who's testifying at the moment. If you can't find fault with her testimony, then the cross-examination should be over immediately. Oh, is that how it works? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. The detective is in the stand, which makes him a valid witness. Yes, not to mention the fact that he's intimately involved in the case. Inspector Hosonaga, yes? Do you have something to add in relation to the statement just made by Miss Brett? Well, yes, if you don't mind. I would like to speak. The lady is right. Our country police practices are not as modern as those used in Great Britain, which is why I, Toru Hasunaga, always try to make every investigation I'm involved in flawless. What do you really mean by that? I'll tell you what I mean. I won't have any evidence lacking on my watch. I'm not afraid to take everything I can from the scene of the crime. It's preserving evidence. It's preserving evidence, you see. I don't care if they call me a crime scene thief. I'm not ashamed of what I've done. Uh-oh, so he probably took something vital that he didn't think was vital and hasn't said anything about it. Crime scene thief. It looks like the lady's remarks got the nerve there. Take this, for example. Oh, poison. Yep, that's poison. Take this, for example. Is that? This is the bottle of carbonated water that I took to the victim's table on the day in question. And yes, it's lost all of its fizz, having been opened 3 days ago. But it was carbonated water. I don't care what anyone says. Yes, there's some left in the bottle. I can see it. One day our police force will be among the best in the world. The time is coming, I guarantee it. I can't say I condone the witness's action, but I do understand the sentiment. The court will accept the glass bottle of water as evidence. Miss Brett, can you confirm that this is indeed the bottle from which you drank on the day of the victim's death? Yes, it was that bottle. What was that about? She seemed to avert her eyes when she answered the judge's question. Like she's nervous about something. Very well, counsel, you may resume the cross-examination, and the inspector will kindly control his fervor. Ahem. First thing. When I'm ready to arrive. Okay. The label is written in a foreign language that I don't recognize. Do you know what it says, Kazuma? It's French. This must be a very expensive water. Yes, but what does it say? That's what I was asking. Then go to France and ask. You could just say that you don't know. Okay. I think the first time in the series. Okay, so don't press that yet. So let's press this.
Yes.
Without leaving a trace. If someone is shot or strangled or stabbed or thrown through a height, however a person's life is taken, there are always telltale traces of the body. Quite right, dear lady. As our police force has thoroughly examined the body of the deceased, there can be no doubt. Isn't that right, Inspector Hosonaga? Oh, as I said, I always aim for flawless investigation. There would be physical traces with all those guys, that's true. But maybe there's some other way of killing someone. This isn't even marked. If, heaven forbid, you doubt me, young man, you're going to have to tell everyone how exactly you think of the person that did lose his life. Otherwise, I'm afraid your argument falls rather flat, doesn't it? Oh no, perish the thought, calling such a sweet young lady innocence into question. Oh, on my honor, Taketsuchi Ochi will cut down any who dare cast us aspersions. A way of killing someone that leaves no trace. We need some evidence to back us up here. Yes, evidence. Yeah. The bottle, it's the bottle, but can we just prove it? Not thing? I don't know if we can prove that without. I'm gonna try. Let me save. Save, hold on, let me try. Okay, anything can gleam, anything more. I can't find anything out of place. I can't find anything out of place. I can't find anything out of place. Yeah. Okay. Let me try. I don't think this is gonna work, but
Yes.
oh. What is this? The bottle of water? Actually, there is one method of killing a man without leaving a trace that comes to mind. Obviously, I'm referring to poison. Poison. On the day of his death, we know that Dr. Wilson drank from this bottle of carbonated water. Could it be that there was poison inside? Could it be that the professor actually died after taking a sip from the glass and the gunshot was post-mortems to make it look like he died from a gunshot? Order. And on that day, who was sitting at the same table as the professor and able to slip the poison into his drink? Oh, and he's the most, and it probably when he was talking to him, there's only one person who could possibly have done it. Just that, Brett, it was you.
Objection!
Yeah, that's outrageous. It's just a thing with without a scrap of evidence. You little rookie imbecile. Have you ever considered the delicate situation our country finds itself in now? Have you forgotten that we only just signed a quarter friendship with the British Empire? Have even the vaguest inkling that your rash accusation could jeopardize the entire treaty?
Objection!
This is not a political arena. This is a trial to determine one individual's guilt with respect to one crime. What? The fact that this woman is British makes no difference. We are here to determine the truth. Yeah. Ahem, if I may, I will silence you forever for this. Oh, get told. If it's you who should be silent. Oh, of course. Dear lady, where did that come from? She just snapped. Oh, we're gonna see her? Yeah, we're gonna see. I'm afraid I may have spoken unclearly before. I offer my most humble apologies. I'm sorry, my lady. What are you referring? I described your police force as inferior, but no matter how inferior they may be, you still investigated this particular point thoroughly, I believe. The bottle, I mean, Inspector, and whether it contained poison or not. Of course. You did? It wasn't the bottle, it was his drink. Have you forgotten what my guiding principle is already? The thing has been, I strive for a flawless investigation every time. I don't believe it. Naturally, we tested the inside of the bottle and its contents. And what did you find, Inspector? Obviously no poison. I ordered a test for every toxin that's available in this country at the present time. And we can find no trace of poison or any description in the bottle of carbonated water, Your Excellency. What? Are you sure? The tests were meticulously carried out by the chief coroner himself. No. That was only, the last lifeline. I'm very grateful to you and to all you Japanese. You were successfully established like complete innocence in this horrid affair. Thank you. But, of course, my dear lady, the pleasure was all ours. I was so sure. This can't be right. Everything falls into place if he was poisoned. Thank you, counsel. I think that cross-examination has clarified everything. As the prosecution have asserted, a shot to the chest from a gun is the only conceivable cause of death. Furthermore, the accused, who by his own admission was holding this weapon, is the only possible culprit. I'm done for. The court wishes to apologize for the great inconvenience caused you, Miss Brett. Oh no, I'm just glad that matter is resolved. Before proceeding, I must ask the counsel for the defense. Do you have any further new evidence to present this court at this point? Kazuma? Sorry, Ryunosuke. I have nothing to more. Well, if you'll excuse me now, I really must be leaving. Ta-ta. No. Wait. Hey! Please, wait. Isn't that... Yeah, this is what he said to every available poison in Japan. But what if they have a poison from Britain? Forgive me for intruding on court proceedings, Your Excellency. Susato Mikotoba, judicial assistant to the defense. Mikotoba, her daughter. In my darkest hour, with nowhere left to go, she appeared like a bolt of lightning, and in her hand, she carried a small package wrapped in a furoshiki cloth. Continue? Oh my gosh, the to be continued. We're still going, bro. Save, yeah. Yeah, let's save. I can still go. My voice is not exploding. Only 20. Okay. Well, I understand you are the judicial assistant to the defense. Why is sending ingress into my courtroom? Judicial assistant? And a woman, no less. The rules state that females are not permitted into this court of law other than to testify. Yes, I fully understand. I asked only for 5 minutes of time. I have some vital evidence that I must hand over to the defense. Ha! You're too late, little girl. The trial has already been concluded. No, it hasn't. 5 minutes. I will not allow a moment more. But, Your Excellency, I am most grateful. Who exactly are you? I'm sorry, there's no time. Please, simply accept this for now. What is it? Part about something? Written in English? It's just Brett's research. The English woman's? After the trial resumed earlier, I hurried back to the university. I went to Dr. Wilson's laboratory in the medical faculty and borrowed this paper. Oh yes, that's right. Miss Brett was sitting under the professor, wasn't she? So, this research, whatever it is case. I'm afraid I don't know. I haven't been able to listen to the proceedings of the trial myself. No, of course not. Special characteristics, puree, and effect on human subject. Interesting. Oh, human testing. That seems kind of, well, it's the 1800s, so very time. Puree. What's that? Never heard of that word before. Puree. Prosecution demands the immediate removal of this female trespasser. The prosecution demands the immediate removal of this female trespasser from the courtroom. There was too little time for me to read it in detail, but I just summarized what I could in a note inside of the cover. If you think it can be valuable, please cast your eye. This is wonderful. Thank you. Giselle's report has been entered into the court. Goodbye. Goodbye then, and good luck. We have lied long enough, Council. We cannot detain our English guests any longer. I ask that the prosecution and defense now, one last time. Does either side have any new further evidence to present to the courtroom? I presume not, but well, hold on. Let me mosey on over here. Poison made from the bark of certain trees in the jungles of South America. The hunters of the region use to incapacitate the prey. Affects instant passage of the entire body and subsequent death, even in minute minute doses. Route of entry: the above-mentioned effects occur when the poison enters the body through a wound such as that inflicted by a blowpipe dart. Due to its ability to render a human right paralytic, it is believed that the toxin can have applications as an anesthetic. However, a solution for the respiratory arrest that caused as a result of the full body paralysis will be found first, or patients would die of suffocation. So, yeah, so he was under anesthesia. That's it. Through a blow dart. The prosecution has made its case convincingly enough already. Nothing more to add, Your Excellency. Ryunosuke, we're out of options here. This really is our very last chance. Yes, I know. Your Excellency, Demis does have new evidence. That look. That annealing stare of a true Japanese warrior. Well, Miss Brett. Yes, Your Excellency. If you wouldn't mind, perhaps you could grace us with your presence a little longer. It's a delightful invitation, but I'm afraid it's not so very long until tea time. I have to politely decline. No. Forgive me, Miss Brett. It seems I wasn't clear. I realized that was phrased as a question. However, I must ask you to treat that as an order. I've said it many times before, but the Japanese language makes no sense. My apologies, dear lady. So, Counsel, what is this new evidence that demands the court's attention? Well, obviously, the thing we just got.
Yes.
Miss Jessica Brett, we understand you were studying under Dr. Wilson at Yuma University doing research. Research by sheer coincidence, perhaps into a deadly poison. What? Poison? Where are you going with this, Counsel? A toxin known as Cure, Your Excellency. Even the slightest amount of this deadly poison entering the body leads to instant death.
Objection!
What? What complete and utter nonsense? Cure, you're saying? I'd never even heard of it. You wouldn't have done. What do you mean? I mean that you wouldn't have heard of the Cure before. For one very simple reason. It's in South America. It doesn't exist in our country. It doesn't exist. Correct. Which means no matter what test the police can do for toxins, they never identify Cure. A Curer? No, I'm sorry, Curer. Because there is no test available here that can identify the presence of this highly deadly poison. What? She shouldn't have said that. Order. Counsel, does this deadly poison truly exist? According to the report authored by the visiting research student from England, Cure has long been used by tribe people of South America as a poison to lace their arrows, and it seems that it's reasonably well known among European doctors and scientists to lace their arrows. The report states that it's produced from the extract of a tree that grows deep in the Amazonian jungle, and it was first brought back to Europe at the turn of the century by explorers. It claims that this animal shot by arrows laced with curare, die instantly. Doesn't that about sum it up, Miss Brett? Did I say? Suffer instant death. Suffer instant death. Trumpery. These are aspirations of utter trumpery. To start with, if the victim had administered some of the so-called deadly poison, he would have been squirming around and writhing in pain, and another diners would have surely noticed. That's true. Nope, the symptoms are not. Yes, that's true. Obviously, I would have noticed a disturbance like that. I don't remember anything like that either. I didn't notice the professor being in any kind of pain. According to this, however, it's the other way around. What do you mean, the other way around? The very fact that the victim didn't show any visible signs of distress is evidence that the curare was used. Explain yourself, counsel. The moment of this toxin enters the person's system, it causes instant paralysis. In other words, afflicted victims lose all strength and are completely unable to move. Even if they were in total agony, there would be no visible signs of pain at all. How terrible. Obviously, if a man lost all his strength and muscles, he collapsed on the floor, but with a chair under him for support, as Dr. Wilson did, the effects would go largely unnoticed. But I don't follow, Kazuma. That's just paralysis. I thought the poison caused instant death. No, it causes death through the paralysis. It causes your body to stop moving, which means you stop breathing, which means you die. The full explanation is extremely unpleasant. The poison causes immediate paralysis, as I said, leaving the victim unable to move, which means they're also unable to breathe. Which means their heart stops, their lungs stop, their breathing stops. But after a short time, the paralysis is so severe, it causes the muscles that control respiration to fail. Respiration. In other words, the actual cause of death is suffocation. All the while the victim is conscious and aware, just unable to move. That's horrid. Yeah, that's horrid. That is hideous. That's hideous. To the observer, it would look almost like the victim was slipping peacefully into endless sleep. But for the victim himself, his final moments would be a living hell. That is the true nature of this deadly curare poison. Holy, that is awful. That's awful. She ever like Jesus. And you're suggesting that this bottle, counsel, actually contains this terrifying poison? This is all very convenient, isn't it? Hitherto unknown poison for which there is no means of testing. What a happy tale for the defense. If I may. All these facts. You think you're so because you don't tell them to shut up. It's you who must be taught. Of course. Dear lady. Excuse me. So, this is how you Japanese behave, isn't it? Sounds like you're about to start calling the monkeys holy. What? You steal another's honest hard work and then announce the results as if you discovered them. Not appalled, but a loathsome act. Well, Miss Brett, the feeling is mutual. Whatever do you mean? Capitalizing on the unfortunate circumstance of an innocent man to frame him for a heinous crime? That really is a loathsome act. Wouldn't you agree? Yeah, you talk about the thing. Enough of this. I, for one, refuse to accept it. The idea of some poison that doesn't even exist in the great empire of Japan is breaking the rules. Uh-oh. Joker moment? What's so funny? Oh, excuse me, Your Excellency. Yes, Miss Brett? May I borrow that bottle for a moment, please? Well, yes, I don't see. Why not? She's gonna drink from it. Yeah, if it was really poison, it would have been thing. But my guess is she's just poisoned his glass. Don't get too big for your boots, you insignificant little island boys. Sorry? To an Englishwoman such as myself, this whole affair is a farcical comedy. Your little police games and these foolish courtroom antics, it's laughable, really. But I'm getting bored of it all now. The It's time for the games to end. Cheers. Wait, what are you doing? Proving it's faint. I didn't poison the thing. Obviously, no sparkle left at all. How appropriate for this shabby affair. Yeah. Nothing happened. Nothing's gonna happen because that would be dumb to leave the bottle after poisoning it. And she just did his drink. I wonder, is his glass still there? Goodness. Whatever is the matter, you all look quite stunned. So, no cure. The bottle was clean. Is that what you're saying? You look quite incredulous, little boy, but of course. That's the simple truth. Thank you for presenting the finest my reaches so consistently here in this grand venue. Most kind. Ugh. Thank you, waiter. Now then, Your Excellency. Aha. Yes, Miss Brett. I should like to be excused now. Excused now, please. I think I've given more than enough of my time for the furtherance of friendship between our countries. Ah, yes, dear lady. We are most gratified with all the assistance you have given. This doesn't make sense. There had to have been poison in that bottle. No, you fools! It's a cup. How did she swallow a whole glass and live to tell the tale? I don't understand it. Well, I suppose if nothing else, this little Far Eastern charade will make for an interesting conversation at the next party I attend in London. There has to have been poison in that bottle, doesn't there? But there can't have been because of the otherwise she would have keeled over dead. Logic dive. Come on, Ryunosuke, we have all the clues now. That bottle of water. No, that's true. It contains no poison. It doesn't have any poison. As I thought, there is no poison in that bottle. What? Why, Ryunosuke? Isn't it obvious? If there was poison in there, he'd be dead by now. Sometimes your unadulterated naivety really astounds me, but sometimes it's in need of a good staining. Until it's as good as dark as your uniform in the ways of the world. Oh, is that what this color is supposed to represent? That was guileless and irreverent for which you will be penalized. Ah, I'll try was poison. There. Oh, there was. Come on, Ryunosuke. Contains poison. It was. The culprit did put rare poison in Dr. Wolf's carbonated water. The defense rules to change its position. You're serious? Oh, I was gonna beat that. I did it. Fool, are you blind? There's no possible way that bottle can contain poison. I mean, we just saw Miss Brett drinking the water from it. That's right, which rather complicates your argument, I think. And I believe the complication can be explained. How exactly? I need to think through all the things that don't quite add up here, one by one. I'm sure the answer is in the evidence we have in the court record. There has to be. Oh yeah, no, okay, so no, I think I'm doing it wrong. I'm gonna go on a limb and say I was right, but I just didn't do it the way the game wanted. Because it's gonna be that, oh, we need to check his glass, the poor glass. And since it's really the sense to make this claim, then I must ask you to support the assertion with evidence. What explains how the witness was able to assume this is supposed. Oh, what explains how? Wait, what? Oh, it's there. Okay, I see. It's because he had to open the surgery for the tooth. So basically, he would have a wound, which means he couldn't eat. So, but since she doesn't have any wounds in her mouth, she's fine. That's what it is.
Yes.
The answer to this riddle is right here in Miss Brett's own research report. Okay, never mind. I was wrong. That's not a valid explanation. No? After all, we don't speak English. The report is utter gibberish. The impudent young scoundrel trying to ridicule the court, Your Excellency. I'm not trying to ridicule anyone, honest. I'm just reading Susato-san's notes. I concur, as this report is too extensive to be considered in its entirety by the court. He will direct you to the pertinent section council. Which section of the report reveals the alleged answer to the riddle? Wait, what part is it? Special characteristics. Okay, special characteristics. We've been hearing a lot about this Curare poison, and it's left me curious about something. Oh, council? Well, it sounds as though the indigenous hunters have been using this poison for years and years to lace the heads of arrows that they shoot at whatever prey they're hunting. So we've been led to believe, yes. And the point of hunting is to catch prey to eat. Get to the point, please. But if they were to use these laced arrows, doesn't that mean there would have been traces of poison left in the prey that hunters were going to eat? Yes, good point. So surely the hunters wouldn't want to eat their prey, would they? Because they'd be eating poison. Good gracious, council, no, that would be madness. So this, but I actually found the answer to that conundrum in this research paper here. Hold on. It's only, the poison's only deadly if you have a wound. No wound, it means you're completely safe. But under special characteristics, it says this. The poison starts to work after entering the body through a wound. Through a wound, you say? I see. That makes sense. Yes, the mention of that particular detail seems a little strange to me, though. But it all makes sense when you interpret what's written like this. When Curare enters the body through an open wound, it has terrifying poisonous effects. However, when it enters through the body via the mouth, it has no poisonous effect whatsoever. What? Miss Brett, you authored this research. You knew Curare's special characteristics, and you knew that you can make the spectacle of drinking that water without any danger to yourself. You meddling little rapscallion! Well, Rainosuke, turns out, you're an even better lawyer than I thought you'd be. Really? Me? A lawyer? Oh, all this poison talk is fascinating, I'm sure, but I fail to see how it possibly. I'm speaking now. So, the ill-bred little puppy has a new toy to play with. Some facts he read in a book, but I'm afraid knowledge just doesn't see you, little boy. It only makes you look silly. What are you trying to say? Your schoolboyish logic has a fatal flaw. Oh, how did he? Hey, if it's in his mouth, then how did he also drank it through the mouth? Or how did he get thing? Just schoolboyish flaw. As even your brain has managed to deduce, Curare is safe to ingest. It seems likely that the effects are neutralized by the acidic nature of gastric succus. I have no idea what that means. Oh, yes, well, of course, gastric suckers? What are they? So, if this lethal poison is completely harmless when drunk, Professor wouldn't have died when he swallowed it, would he? Ah, that's right. Good gracious. Nope, that's basic science. Science that even the schoolboy should be able to understand, no? Well, no, he had a wound in his mouth. her teeth was removed. The logic holds. If the lady and the professor drank the same poison, they would have been affected in the same way. Are you trying to suggest? Yes, this parade poison is completely irrelevant to the case on trial. That's right. Surely even a little cockroach like you can understand something as simple as that. What is this welling up inside me? Objection! I've never felt like this before. It's a sort of conviction to break down all the discrepancies. Oh, it's so intense. Almost rage like logic dive. And more than anything else, it's an animalistic desire to take down my prey. Objection!
Objection!
Oh! He did it! Objection! I didn't. I don't think so, Miss Giselle Brett. How dare you use that tone with me? He did it! He said the thing! I know very well that there is no fatal flaw here. You know exactly why, even though both you and the victim swallowed the same poison. You are alive, but Dr. Wilson is dead. Objection! Counselor, I'm sure I don't need to remind you, you must provide compelling evidence. As we now know that this poison is completely harmless when ingested, why would Dr. Wilson alone have been killed by the car? Here, the reports!
Take that!
Take that! As Miss Brett so readily pointed out, she drank the same water as the professor. However, there was a fundamental and fatal difference between the two diners. A fatal difference? The toxic effects of the curare are only felt when the poison enters the body through an open wound. So, for a healthy person with no injuries, drinking it is completely harmless. But what if there was a wound inside the mouth of the person drinking the poisoned water? Inside? Yes, like the wound you might have if you had just been to the dentist and had a tooth extracted, for example. Ah! He's locked in. Ms. Brett, you've acknowledged many times in your testimony already that you were well aware of Dr. Wilson's dental appointment that day. Ugh. So that's it. You use that knowledge to orchestrate this. But why? Is she laughing? I don't like to repeat myself, but honestly, I can't resist. These childish courtroom games and your half-baked arguments are so puerile. What? What do you mean? Don't worry, little schoolboy. You'll find out soon enough. You see, when you leave a vital evidence lying around, you never know what might happen to it. No. I mean, it could just slip. Uh-oh. Oh dear, how careless of me. I'm afraid some crucial evidence may have just been tragically destroyed. No! Well, that basically means that she did it, no? Wait, what is it? What just happened? It's the Englishwoman. She just smashed the bottle. And it's in the Supreme Court. What a terrible blunder. Officer, what are you waiting for? Collect as much of the water from that broken bottle as possible at once. You're wasting your time. This delightful carpet under my feet near was a gift from the British Empire. I assure you, it will soak with the water beautifully. You have neither the technology nor the presence of mind to recover it. How could you? You won't get away with this. You can come to that bench and shout as much as you like, little boy, but I'm afraid we'll never know, will we? If there really was poison in that bottle, or not, and let us not forget, we still have some very compelling evidence left intact. I mean, but that's like pretty much like an admission of guilt. She just purposely destroyed a piece of evidence that would have made her guilty. Isn't that right, counsel for the prosecution? Oh, of course. We're referring to this photographic printout. Yeah, they're gonna see it. It's gonna be his glass. You're referring to this photographic print, I presume, dear lady. Yeah, his glass is still there. That's right. And really, look at this picture. It's as clear as day, isn't it? The poor professor was sitting with his back to me, so of course the only person who could have shot him from the front He's a little schoolboy.
Objection!
No, you killed the victim that day using pure air. And then, in order to frame Ryunosuke Naruhodo for the murder crime, you waited until he picked up the pistol you'd arranged for him to find on the floor, and before you shot the professor's dead body in the chest with your own hidden gun. Then, in the confusion that followed, all you had to do was turn the dead professor and his chair around. You see? You had every opportunity to commit this crime. What a wonderful imagination you have, young man. A hidden gun, you say? And I shot the professor's dead body, did I? Well, I'm terribly sorry, but you don't have a shred of evidence. Exactly. And as you have nothing to support your wild claims, the prosecution stance remains unchanged. The victim, Dr. John H. Wilson, was killed by a gunshot to the chest. Yeah, this is a serious kangaroo and delivered in cold blood by the accused Ryunosuke Naruhodo. This is unbelievable. How can this be happening? We had her, but now she's really going to get away with it? The way she destroyed that evidence was obscene. Ryunosuke, yes, we've come this far, but now you're the only one who could finish it. What? What do you mean? We've lost a vital piece of evidence. It's true. So if there are any clues left for us to use now, they must be in your head. In my head? You told me before that your powers of observation were the one thing you could really depend on. Well, yes, that's true, but I didn't manage to notice that the woman was a foreigner with a swan on her head. So think back again now. Try to remember every last detail about the scene that day. Everything you saw, everything you felt, every color, every smell. What I saw, what I felt, every color. Oh, okay, a hidden piece. There was blood. Is Kazuma right? Somewhere in this vibrant memory of this same scene in my head, could there be another clue to expose the identity of Dr. Wilson's killer? There's a clue. Actually, Kazuma, I think I might have something. I thinking back over everything I saw, I think I might have uncovered another clue. You always have something up your sleeve, don't you, Ryunosuke? Come on then, let's wipe that smug little smile off that Englishman's face with some evidence. All right, I can't wait. It's been niggling. Whoa, I don't. Capcom. I think you just nagging me. It's been niggling me for a while that something feels amiss in my memories of that day. Whatever it could be the key to arriving. Whatever it is could be the key to arriving to the truth about all of this. The blood. Is there somewhere a clue that shows who the real killer must be?
Take that!
Inspector Hosonaga, answer me this. Yes? What is it? He's still miles away, probably thinking about that bottle being smashed. As you said a number of times now, you strive for perfection in your investigations, don't you? Absolutely. I wonder, therefore, if perhaps you took anything else from that scene of the crime. Like, for instance, the plate of steak that you took to the victim's table that day? Wait a minute. Where are you going with this? Shut up. Where are you going with this, little boy? It's just a memory that's been troubling me. What memory? I saw the scene shown in the photographic print with my own eyes that day. And I saw that on the wooden base of the plate that the steak was served on, there was a spattering of blood. What? Oh, really? And what of it? Obviously, that must have happened when you shot the professor. From behind? No, that can't be the case. Because, like you said, he was turned around. Take a good look at the photograph and the relative pictures of everything in there. The plate of steak is almost directly behind the victim. If I'm supposed to have shot Dr. Wilson in the chest from the front, there's no way that blood from the victim could have ended up directly behind him. Ah. Yes. The blood clot made it onto the plate, and it implies that the plate was between the victim and the shooter. Which means the shooter must have been sitting opposite with the professor as you were. Giselle Brett, I beg your pardon?
Attention!
This is beyond ridiculous. Fabricated nonsense. This course seriously is meant to believe something that the piece has apparently just remembered seeing.
Hold it!
Hosonoga has a plate. This could be the moment that my entire career in the police force has been leading to. Inspector? You mean? Yes, I took the plate in the interest of preserving the evidence of the scene of the crime. I took it, beat it all, and I don't care if they call me a crime scene thief because of it. You did what? I took the steak from that you had been eating, Miss Brett. I took the steak that the sergeant had been eating and swapped them. And I did it all in the name of justice. Then we can find out for sure whether or not there's a blood stain on Miss Brett's plate. And we must examine it now. Inspector, the count wishes to examine the plate from the victim's table immediately. Yes, sir. Sorry for the delay. Here's what you ordered. The steak. Well, what about the blood? Is there any blood on it? Of course there isn't. Quickly, Inspector. The blood, man. Show the court. Of course. Examine the plate at your leisure. No blood. No blood. No blood anywhere. But no, that's not impossible. I know I saw it. I'm sure of it. It was right there on the table behind the professor. There was blood on the side of the plate. What an unbecoming expression, little boy. You see, this is why I always say you can't trust what the Japanese tell you. Ugh. I couldn't agree more. In the case of this disgrace to the empire, I believe we may finally have reached the conclusion in this trial. Let's hope so. Let's pretend that a courtroom proceedings is painful to watch. But I do promise to do my best to forget all about it when it's over. No way. Ha! This sorry looking stick reveals the facts all too clearly. As the sorry looking accused wishes to examine it again, be my guest. Was it the plate I saw, or I thought I saw it just a figment of my imagination? Well, hold on. If we can examine the plate, let's see. It's a new piece of evidence. We gotta go. Maybe the front. Let's check the back. Oh, no. The emblem on the side of the plate. Is it a cat? Cow is obviously most likely because the original this stick at their own unique tableware. So this symbol of blood color involved, is it? Can't find anything in the place. Huh? Oh, the guy's coin. What in the world is this? I think it's a Koban coin, and the hallmark is from the Hoei era, I believe. No, I don't mean what is it. I mean, what is it doing there? Wait, did you say it was a Hoei Koban? Yes, apart from the meat uses, it looks to be in good condition. I imagine it's very valuable. This isn't the first time that there's been talk about Hoei Koban. I've heard of pearls before swine, but I never heard, casting pearls before the swine. Never heard of bullion in a bouillon, and I don't think you ever will again. This is extraordinary though. It means okay, so someone, so she must be a thing, klepto or something. This is it now. I've lost. Ryunosuke, it's not over yet. Not until the final gavel. Huh? Never stop believing in yourself. Keep looking forward no matter what. Get up. Get up. Believe in myself? Really? Maybe I should have at least examined the evidence for myself. As the evidence requested by the defense has not been shown to be problematic in any way, I presume any further examination of the evidence in this trial will be unnecessary. Does the defense have any objection? That blood stain was going to clinch the trial for me. Can this player stake reveal any other clues at all? There's another clue. Your Excellency, please wait. This player of beef is hiding another clue. Another clue that will reveal the shocking truth. The only thing that's shocking here is your unhealthy fascination with beefsteak. Your Excellency, I think I've made myself clear, haven't I? I will not be able to turn a blind eye to any more unnecessary procrastination in this trial. I'm sorry, Miss Brett, but we must ensure a thorough examination of the evidence. I will not give a ruling until I'm completely satisfied that all reasonable doubt has been dispelled. I see. As a newly affirmed ally of my country, that's still your position, is it? Thank you, Your Excellency. Counsel for the defense, you will now clearly show at court what you are alluding. Where presiding on the place of beefsteak is this new clue to be found? Oh, huh? What in the world is this? I think it's a Koban coin, and it's a hallmark from the Hoi era, I believe. Oh, I think I. Okay, I had to present it. Wait, did I? Yeah, because I never heard of bullion and a bullion. I don't think you ever will.
Got it.
Got it. Good gracious. That's a Koban? What on earth? A Hoyer one at that. So wait, is he a klepto? What is Miss Brett? This is in fact the beefsteak that you ordered at the restaurant the day in question, is it? Tell me, why is there an old koi seemingly hidden underneath the meat? So she must have been on the ground or something. What a ridiculous question. How should I know? I've never seen that thing before in my life. I don't know what it is, but I don't want no part of it. I fail to see how this is irrelevant. Going under the meat? That can simply have been careless mistake by the chef at the moment of distraction. So I gotta know. Don't be absurd. We're supposed to believe that this happened by accident in the kitchen? A rare Hoi Koban just happens to be hidden underneath that piece of steak? If this turns out to be irrelevant to the case, I'll rip on my ticket to the Great Britain right now. He's right. It can't be a coincidence. Your Excellency. Yes, Counsel? A rare Hoi Koban just happens to be hidden underneath that piece of steak. If this turns out to be irrelevant to the case, I'll give up my lawyer job right now. You don't have a lawyer job to begin with. By all means, don't let us stop you. No one invited you anyway. Perhaps, little boy, you should realize it is you who is irrelevant, even though I'm the one on the trial here. The point is, it's essential that we ask the owner of this coin if he can explain what it's doing under the steak. The owner? Yes, it's obvious. Only one person it can belong to. The owner of the Koban coin that was found underneath the beefsteak is this guy.
Take that.
Obviously, it can only be the antiques dealer and the owner of Ratsute, Kirio Korekuda-san. Kiri, as in Mr. Cucumber or something? Be honest, these ridiculous Japanese are quite unfathomable. Yeah, okay. The old man who testified earlier is also the military sergeant, correct? Yes, Your Excellency. I remember him saying that he was on this Koban coin when it happened. At exactly that moment, the moment the gun was fired. The gunshot interested me not. I was far too busy on the floor. Sorry, what were you doing? hunting for the treasure. Indeed, the Hoy era Koban, my prized coin. Isn't it this Hoy era Koban? Do you mean to tell me?
Attention!
No, please. Why would Korikuta-san's Koban be sandwiched between the victim's beefsteak and his plate? It makes no sense. Only if she found the coin and hid it there, but why there? Which is why I'm asking to bring Korikuta-san back to the witness stand so we can ask him. Of course, sir. Bring both witnesses that testified earlier back in here without a moment's delay. Wait, why both? Can't believe we come back around to that pair again. But I have a hunch, strong hunch, that if we chase down the real significance of this Koban, we'll find its key. They'll find that it's a key element in the case. Oh, now it's 4 people on the stand. Oh my god, how wide is this stand? You gotta bring out the extra wide stand. What's this all about? Why have I been called up again? Do you realize that it's dinner time for little baby Idol? Well, my son's belly is empty. He's used to a pack of wool. Exploited by the police, we were like miserable dogs, forced to bear false witness. And when we cast from this courtroom myself, I became a ruined man in a trice, a worthless withered antique. Nothing more have I to say. Son is still on this Rasute shop owner's existence. Be that as it may, Korikuta-san, something has come to light that requires your clarification. As far as your Ratsue memory serves, have you ever... Wah! My coin! Oh, landed in his foot. Yes, that's it. The very one. That's very exact one. That's it. That it is. The splendiferous Hoy treasure that my rusty bones managed to misplace that fateful day. It can't... As I thought. Young man, enlighten this decrepit old fool. Put me out of my misery. Where was my treasure? Where was it dropped? That's just it. Oh, I'm not sure if it was dropped anywhere. We found it, your coin sandwiched between the beefsteak on its plate, soaking in the seasoned meat juices. Seasoned sandwich? Soaking? Seriously? Clearly, it couldn't have fallen there by accident. Which means somebody must have hidden it there on purpose. Somebody concealed my Hoy treasure between a slab of meat and a metal plate? Who would do such a thing? Such an unconscionable thing? That's a good question. Excuse me? Can I say something? Yes, of course. Mr. Naga-san. Proceed, Victor Hosonaga. I mentioned this earlier on the trial, but I was working undercover in the restaurant in order to investigate another case. Ah, yes, that's right. A secret undercover operation. The Carnival is a high-class Western cuisine restaurant. It attracts wealthy diners, including many foreigners. Oh, there's a pickpocket. And pickpocket is gonna be this guy. It's gonna be Commander. Like, what are you doing here? He doesn't look like he has a lot of money. So what is he? Recently, there's been a run of similar thefts targeting the restaurant's rich clientele. A number of incidents have been reported to the police bureau. Wicked crimes indeed. We wanted to nip the case in the bud quickly, especially with so many foreigners being affected. So that's why you were sent in undercover, is it? Yes. I took on the job of waiter at the restaurant in order to flush out the criminal. It seems likely that this Koban incident is the work of the same thief. So unbeknownst to us, there was a master thief at work in the restaurant on a regular basis. The place was already the scene of several crimes, it seems. Yeah, the only person who's out of place is that guy. I don't know about the master thief part, but the identity of the person who stole and hid the Kurokuda-san's koban is all too clear. What? What? I think the court would like to hear the defense's view on this matter. Tell us, who was the supposed strand of the Sorku hit under the stake? Oh. Oh. Well, the only thing is, like, why was he... My question is, besides him, is why was he there? Why he doesn't need to... This is my guess. I don't know if it's right, but...
Take that!
Obviously, it can only be you. Sergeant Iese Nosa. What? How dare you? You monster. Monster. I stole that koban, did I? I'm the master thief of La Carnival, am I? You're seriously accusing me of those crimes, cadet? But it wasn't me, it was Ido. Ido's the mastermind behind all of this. Wait, what? Oh, his son has a knack for taking things, so he doesn't notice. You would push the blame of your crimes onto your own son, an innocent little baby? It's you who's the monster, Sergeant Nosa. Yeah, are you really? You're blaming your son, dude? Come on, you. Wah! Nippon Imperial Army, Sergeant E.S. Nosa, preparing to stand down in the Supreme Court, sir. Hmm? Do any of you know? Oh, we're gonna get a stop story of the extraordinary low wages of the Nippon Imperial Army pays as those it expects to keep our country safe. I understand that the temporary increase in taxation owing to the recently ended conflicts remain in place, and I have heard it's hard for lower-ranking soldiers to make a living. Yes. All I want is to put a hot meal on the table for my son. That's why you were stealing things at the restaurant. The place is heaving with money. Every 3 days, I'd go there and do reconnaissance for the target. Yeah. And I enjoyed chopping my way through a good steak at the same time. It sounds like he doesn't even bother with a knife and fork, even, which is worryingly believable. Your target that day was the old man in his koban. Yes, sir, he was an easy mark. I slipped the coin into my pocket without any trouble at all. A veritable phantom thief you are. I was all set to leave the steak I was halfway through devouring when it happened. Oh, I know what it's gonna be. He swapped his steak with their steak. He probably still has a plate. Bang. Yes, when the professor was shot. I knew that if the police conducted the search and found that coin in my pocket, I'd be finished. Ido too. So I hid the incriminating evidence as fast as I could, on the double. I slipped it under the steak, hoping that I'd be able to rendezvous with it again at a later date. This is ridiculous. Perhaps you could carry on with this absurd prattling in your own time. Well, Miss Brett? Oh, of course, dear lady, of course. How rude of us. I'm quite sure there's no need to detain you any longer at this all. May the esteemed gentleman please be excused, Your Excellency. Indeed. The theft of the koban was clearly perpetrated by this baby-saddled sergeant. It would certainly appear to be unrelated to Dr. Wilson's murder. No, no, no. You don't understand. What is... Of course it is. Hiding a coin in a lump of meat? The sheer nonsense of such an idea astounds me. Nonsense, is it? Well, oof. And as for picking up your steak and biting into it without using a knife and fork. Yeah, okay, so that's what it is too. The steak on the plate has knife marks, has bite marks on it. So that means, yeah, so that means it's not the same plate. It's beyond nonsense. It's pure madness. Very well. Now that all questions concerning this victim witness's testimony have been answered, I see no further justification for any. Miss Brett, you are free to leave. Thank you, Your Excellency. Good luck, everyone. Yeah, she wants to get the hell out of here, and good day. Ryunosuke, what's the matter with you? This is no time for daydreaming. Oh, no, it's just something about Miss Brett's parting words got me thinking. I can't quite work out what exactly, but there's something she said jarred with me. It feels like there was a contradiction in there somewhere. Something didn't quite add up. If that's the case, then don't just stand there thinking. Make your voice heard. Sorry? You can think later, but if you don't call out now, it'll be too late. The trial will be over. Something she said.
Hold it!
Hold it! Hold it! Wait, Miss Brett! What is it now? I'm afraid, just one last time, there's something I'd like to ask you. I'd like you to explain the contradiction in your parting words from just a few moments ago. What are you talking about? What contradiction? What new student nonsense is this? Well, what parting words are you talking about, Ryunosuke? Hiding a coin in a lump of meat? The sheer nonsense of such an idea astounds me. And as for picking up your steak and biting it with a fork, using a knife and fork, it is beyond nonsense. It's pure madness. Oh, yeah, the steak has bite marks. Yes, that's what she said there. Yes, I'm right. What she said there exposes an undeniable contradiction. I'm going to need some agency evidence, counsel. If Miss Brett's words truly are contradictory, where is the evidence to prove it? It's in the picture. This steak has bite marks.
Take that!
The picture of the scene taken immediately after the incident occurred. What's interesting is the plate of steak that you can see on the victim's table. That steak that Miss Brett had been eating before the steak buffer. Yeah, it has bite marks. Professor was killed. Yes, go on. More accurately, Your Excellency. The steak that was on the victim's table just before the professor was killed has bite marks. Hold on. Wait. There you go. Sorry. Now you're splitting hairs. Not true. Doesn't something about this steak strike you as very unnatural? Unnatural. If you use a knife and fork, you wouldn't get those kind of bite marks. What on earth do you mean? I'm saying it's extremely obvious. I'm talking about the shape of the edge where it's been eaten. I see you notice it too, Miss Brett. Notice what exactly, counsel? Just a few moments ago, Miss Brett claimed no Englishman could even contemplate picking up a steak and biting into it without using a knife and fork. Of course she did. She's a refined English gentlewoman herself. Then take a good look at the steak, in particular the edge where it's been eaten. Bite marks! As you see, the clearly defined barbaric teeth marks are there. It looks like Miss Brett has realized something. This is not her plate of... So if this witness is as she claimed, wouldn't contemplate eating anything without using a knife and fork, then that means this isn't her plate. There shouldn't be a teeth mark in the steak at all. But what is your actual point? That this is not her steak. That's the delightful Miss Brett was ravenously hungry. I would never. Oh, whatever you say, dear lady. As I said, I really must be leaving now. Afternoon tea with the Minister of Justice cannot possibly wait any longer. Of course. This will all be over in a blink of an eye. Rest assured, I'm about to put this rookie in his place. Just leave her. Quit yapping, man. I've heard enough. You irritating little spectacle samurai relic. Of course. Dear lady. What's the matter, Miss Brett? Have we ruffled your feathers? Clearly, the witness knows what this means. She realized the catastrophic implications that these teeth marks in the steak have for her. Ryunosuke, do you know where you're going with this? I do. That means it's not her plate. Yes, now at last, it's all come together. The mysterious teeth marks in the steak that had allegedly been eaten with cutlery. The steak that looks, the reason why the blood stain I know I saw somehow seems to have disappeared. And most importantly, the evidence that proves once and for all who shot Dr. Wilson that day. I'm not saying for this. I accept these teeth marks in the steak are a little unnatural as you put it, Counsel. But what exactly are you suggesting that tells us? Everything, Your Excellency. Everything. Yes, I believe that these barbaric teeth marks in the steak here amount to conclusive evidence in this case. The evidence that will prove beyond any doubt who shot Dr. Wilson. Conclusive evidence. How many times have I heard that today? You wouldn't know the meaning of that phrase. Typical Japanese empty threats. How can you be so sure? Oh, it's quite simple. If you really had such conclusive evidence, you would have presented it to the court long ago. Actually, the evidence I'm talking about hasn't been brought before the court yet. Hasn't been what? But just because it hasn't been shown yet doesn't mean that the evidence does not exist. Yeah, it's gonna be this is the wrong plate. This is absurd. The trial has been run several hours already, and you say there's evidence yet to be brought forward? There can't be. They don't believe you have it. I don't have it, actually. I don't, but there is someone who does have it. Someone in this very courtroom. And if that person is willing to submit the piece of evidence I'm referring to, it will solve every remaining mystery about this case. Very well then. I have a feeling this will be my last request of the defense in this trial. Who possesses it? It would be... Okay, this is the one who... I get it must be, I mean, who has it? It must be him. Yeah, it must be him.
Take that!
The answer is obvious. It's Inspector Hosonaga. What? I have it? Yes. You think I've been withholding conclusive evidence? That's ridiculous. Oh, you think he's still under following the Bureau's orders, and that's, oh man. No, I'm not saying that. Everyone's attention has been focused on this steak with the teeth marks. Yes? Now, earlier this afternoon, Sergeant Nosa told the court the following. I enjoyed chopping on my way through a good steak, and as well as admitting to stealing a Kurokuda-san's coin, he told us that he slipped it under the steak. You watch it. I'm a superior officer. Sergeant Nosa, could you please confirm something for me? Was the steak you put the coin under, in fact, your own steak? Dan Shun, affirmative, of course. I might be a soldier in the Bureau Nippon Army. Still. Yeah, so that means this is not his steak. So what does that mean? Does that mean that he intentionally hid it? But still, I'm not brave enough to ask a foreign gentle lady if she'd mind me manhandling her meal to hide something in it. In other words, the steak that the detective submitted as evidence earlier is your steak. was in fact Sergeant Nosa's meal.
Attention!
But that makes no sense. The plate was taken from the victim's table.
Objection!
Not necessarily. Yet the gentlewoman doesn't take bites out of her steak, nor did she have any opportunity to steal the coin. Of course I didn't steal it. He even suggested that it would be an affront to the entire British Empire. Well then, how do you explain this paradox? Exactly. Sure, you're not going to suggest that the surgeon switched the two steaks over. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm going to suggest. Not the sergeant, but someone else did. You did switch the plates? Well, after it happened, he did switch it. When I saw the civilian had been murdered right in front of my eyes like that, I panicked. As I said, I immediately lifted my stick and hit the coin underneath it. But then when the waiter announced he was an undercover policeman, I thought I had it. If he decided to miss my slab of meat, then that'd be it. I'd be getting marching orders. So when the detective was arrested and taken off to the kitchen, I seized my chance. Oh, when he took him and put him in the thing. Okay, so when he put him in the pantry, with military precision and timing, I switched my steak with the one on the foreign lady's table. What? You can't have. I never saw you do such. I never saw you do such a thing. He's really good at it. That was called Operation Lightning Bolt. There was no time for strategic planning. It was do or die, I tell you. So yes, I did what had to be done. Unbelievable. However, fear not, Prosecutor Son. What now? I still have the plate. I surrounded the brass buttons on my uniform. That's all I did, sir. All you did? That's plenty, Sergeant.
Yes!
Yes. So if Sergeant Nelson switched the plates over, it means he took Miss Brett's steak and the plate it was on back to his own table. Yes, that follows. Inspector Hosonaga. Yes? Earlier in this trial, you told the court that you said that you had not only taken Miss Brett's steak after the incident, but also the sergeant's. That's to preserve evidence you had taken both. Ah! You're right. That's correct. So then, let's see it. Then please present it to the court now. The plate that was actually on the victim's table at the time, at the correct moment he was shot. Don't you do it. What can that possibly tell us now? I mean, a cold slab of tough meat, it can't have the slightest bearing on this case. Slam. No, you're not wriggling away out of it this time, lady. I beg your pardon? Surely you're not that forgetful. Surely you remember the reason why the steak pan promises to prove such a problem for you. You're the ones who decided it was a problem, not me. The reason the defense has to see the plate was to confirm something the defendant remembers seeing. Thinks he remembers seeing. I'm quite sure of what I saw, Miss Brett. Blood on the side of the plate that was on the table directly behind Dr. Wilson. There was a clear splattering of blood from the gunshot wound to the victim's chest, which means he was facing turned around. I believe the defendant's memory serves him well. And now we have the evidence to prove it. The plate you're reading from, Miss Brett. Let us not prolong this any further. Inspector, you will show the evidence to the courtroom. Present the beefsteak and plate that was originally on the victim's table at the time of the incident. Yes, sir. Sorry for keeping you. And there, lo and behold, here's the other steak on its plate. Please feel free to examine it. Yeah, and lo and behold, you can see even define the blood stain. It's there. It's clearly visible. Look.
Yes.
Now this makes everything clear. The blood you can see on the side of the plate shows that the moment the victim was shot, he was in fact facing the table with his back to me. In other words, it's impossible for Naruhodo-san to have shot the victim. It can't be. In fact, there's only one person who could possibly have shot Dr. Wilson from the front. I'm sure everyone knows by now who that person is. That's right. Miss Giselle Brett. It was you. It's you. Joker moment. Uh-oh. He's like, uh-oh, my days are numbered. Outdone by a Japanese? Me? By a Japanese schoolboy? No, no, no! Oh, it's alive? Ah! Yeah, she's ascended and what just happened? Huh. Okay. Please excuse my little outburst. I briefly lost my composure. The most unbecoming behavior for an English gentlewoman. Forgive me. Well, Miss Brett, I think it's time for you to tell the court what actually happened that day. The truth this time. I believe you're right. Gladly, Your Excellency. It was I who took the professor's life using Curare. As you surmised, I chose that particular day for one very important reason. The professor had a dental appointment for the extraction of one of his teeth in the morning. So you planned to kill the professor, knowing that no trace poison would be found in his water, because Curare is unheard of here in Japan. Yes. Of course, I never intended to remain at the restaurant for as long as I did. I only needed to see the professor take one tiny sip of his water and it would be all over. I would place a steak I had ordered in front of him and make it appear as though he had been dining alone and leave immediately. However, before any of that happened, there was an unexpected visitor at the professor's table. That would be me, I suppose. So basically, she would have got away with it if it wasn't for him. Me, I suppose. Yes, you. Who else? It's just a trifling matter, but the fact that you decided to come over to greet the professor was your undoing. Meant that I had lost my chance to slip away unnoticed. In due course, the professor took a sip of his water and was paralyzed. I made sure he was sitting in his chair such that he wouldn't fall. There was no going back at that point, so I concocted the plan to others on the spur of the moment. Plan to pin Dr. Wilson's murder on this innocent man? I happen to know that the professor always carried a gun. I decided to use that fact to my advantage. I had the bottle of Curare in my handbag. And my own pistol concealed. Yeah, obviously that's where she like my own pistol concealed under my skirt. Under your skirt. So I was right. There were two guns. Yes. And then I finished my coffee and got up to leave. That's when I noticed the professor's gun, which you had presumably placed on the floor. A place where you were sure that I would notice it. And everything went according to plan. You noticed the gun as I intended, and it bang! Blammo! And then, just as you bent down to pick it up, blammo. That's when you shot the professor with your own gun. Even though at that point, was already dead. But why? Yeah, naturally, the gunshot caused a commotion, at which point the waiter appeared. Obviously, I assumed Naruhodo-san was a culprit and apprehended him. I took him to the pantry that adjoins the kitchen and locked him inside. That's when I took the opportunity to turn the professor in his chair around. But that should have been the biggest giveaway. His chair was turned around. Who sits down like that? You needed to make it look like kind of shot. But why shouldn't the question have been, why was he turned around when his food is behind him? That doesn't make any sense. You wouldn't need to turn around your chair to talk to somebody. You just get up. So there it is. That is the entirety of my misdemeanor. No, that's a capital punishment. That's not a misdemeanor. You killed somebody. Miss Brett, that is no misdemeanor. Your Excellency. Yes. I wonder. Might I speak with you in private later? I shall call it on you. Thank you. Good day then, everyone. Hope you can forgive me, Naruhodo-san. Wait, is she just gonna walk away? What? Wait. Hello? Hello? That's it? She just gets a... She just walks? It would seem this trial has finally been its course. I presume the prosecution is in agreement. This can't be. Takeshichi Aoshi does not lose. Not to the likes of this rookie student. You better start on getting used to the opposition. Ryunosuke Naruhodo. Yes? This insult to the Aoshi family name will never be forgotten. Yeah. You become conceited with age, counsel, but the old have to stand aside. Have to stand aside to make way for the new. Get lost, Boomer. It's time. It's the way of the world. May you never forget that. Whoosh. Bald. A thousand millennia may pass, and still, Aoshi clan would never measure up to the Naruhodo. If you don't know, that's what. Also, yeah. If you don't know, in Japanese, that's what Phoenix's name is. It's something Naruhodo. It's not right. This trial in the Supreme Court of Japan will, I believe, go down in history as the start of a new chapter. Despite being summoned as accused, Ryunosuke and Naruhodo presented an excellent case. I thank you, Your Excellency. Use of evidence and protection will not be true modern methodology. After all, it's only been a few short decades since our country explored a wider world of Western ideas of science. I feel sure that science will prove a new method. New future of law awaits. What will look like cannot be future. That is for young to pursue. Kazuma Asogi. Yes? After this trial, you are simply embarking on a journey of discovery and investigation. Learn all you can for the world you able to. And do not forget to fulfill the mission. Mission? Oh, that's the... I understand. What was that? Why do you look so brave? You Ryunosuke Naruhodo. Oh, yes? And you, I sense visual potential. I very much look forward to seeing you play that. Thank you, Your Excellency. It is time to deliver the final verdict. I hereby find the defendant, Ryunosuke Naruhodo, not guilty. You ready? No. Sakura pedals on it. His headband really never stopped blowing in the wind. The court is now adjourned. Dismissed. Whew. Talk about some trauma. Supreme Court adjudicator. Defendants to enter chamber 5. I can't believe it. I can't believe what's happened. I made it. I defended myself and made it through that horrendous trial. Ryunosuke, you finally pulled it off. Congratulations. Well, I couldn't have done it without you. Thank you, Kazuma. No, it's a pleasure to watch you at work. So, you owe me an extra large sukiyaki from the place on Yume University Street. Don't forget. Good afternoon. All your hard work has certainly paid off. Yeah. Oh. Susato, congratulations to both of you for proving Naruhodo-san's innocence. Ah, our trusty judicial assistant. You worked hard for that result too, you know. Oh no, I didn't do anything. Oh, thank you so much. If we hadn't had that research report of Miss Brett, I don't know how things would have turned out. Your kind words should really be for my father. I was simply doing as he asked. It was his idea for me to go to the university and investigate. Your father? Ah, yes, of course. Forgive me for intruding on it. Yeah. Susato Mikotoba. Judicial assistant for the defense. Speaking of Mikotoba, there you are. I believe congratulations are in order. Naruhodo, you did an excellent job. Thank you, Professor. Oh no, it is I who should be thanking you. After all, your efforts exposed a true criminal that took the life of my good friend. Good friend. Oh yes, you mentioned that before. It was you who actually invited Dr. Wilson to Yume University, wasn't it? Yes, that's right. Professor Mikotoba studies overseas himself. He wanted to study forensic medicine in Great Britain. Presumably, that's when you met Dr. Wilson. Exactly. In those days, we worked together in the same hospital. Oh, you worked together? I never heard you mention that before. Well, it was a long time ago now. Besides, it's your turn, Asogi. Great Britain is a magnificent country. It leads the world in science, medicine, engineering, culture, and of course, in law. Watch and learn, my boy. See what's happening in the world's largest melting pot. I will. I'll learn all that I can. I swear in this, the spirit of the Asogi, the spirit of the sword. You're not taking the sword to the Great. You're not taking that sword to Great Britain, are you? Of course I am. Of course I am. The Japanese mad katana is a soul. The display shows me where I need to go. It's gonna be a murder weapon soon, I know it. And cuts down anything that's in my way. Yes, I've definitely seen how sharp it is already with my own eyes. That reminds me, what's happened to the woman? It's Giselle Brett, I mean. After all, she's guilty of murder. Ah, yes, her. She's gonna be expert at it. It's not easy to tell you this, but she's basically gonna go free. Since it was an English person killing, and English persons are gonna be like, yeah, they're gonna handle it. What do you mean? Surely she's going to face a trial herself now. She's the true culprit after all. No, she won't. She will be leaving Japan in the very near future for Shanghai. What? She's just gonna get the what? What? Shanghai? Giselle Brett will not appear in court again in this country. I'm certain of that. What? But why not? It's a matter of consular jurisdiction. Basically, she can't be tried here, but they don't have the jurisdiction to thing. I guess if it was if she murdered a Japanese person, they would, but since it was a British person, she has to be tried in Britain. So basically, she's not going to go back home. Inspector Hosonaga. It was a hard-fought battle in the courtroom today. Very impressive to watch. I must congratulate. But what's all this about consular jurisdiction? We cannot try this particular foreigner for her crimes here in Japan. What? We can't try her? But then, who's gonna bring her to justice? It has to be Britain. The British consular court will hear her case somewhere far away where our voices can't be heard. Basically, she's gonna get away. Get away with it scotch-free. But why a consular court? Professor, I simply don't understand. I thought consular courts were a thing of the past now that we've signed a friendship treaty. Yes, in normal circumstances, you're right. Yeah. Is there to say it's because she killed a British Englishman, then so long as it's not a serious incident of a highly political nature to our respective governments, they can't invoke a consular court just like that. But it is. Oh, can't they? Yes, she's a student, but it doesn't justify our government's making secret agreements about her fate, does it? Something strange is going on. You're right. So Miss Brett can't be held accountable for her actions here in Japan. I'm afraid that for the young student, today's trial was nothing more than a game all along. There was never any danger of comeuppance for her. I don't believe it. The British government's Foreign Affairs Ministry has demanded that we hand over custody of Miss Brett. They're obviously taking this case of a foreign student committing murder very seriously. Yeah. She's gonna be tried in thing. They're not gonna try her here. But it's all going to change from now on. We can make it change. This is a time of great turmoil. This new era heralded by the start of the 20th century. So it's about to be 19. So it's close to. So it's like 1890 something. One day, I have no doubt that woman will receive the judgment she deserves. Yes, change is coming, we're the ones driving it. Well, I think that's enough seriousness for now. This evening calls for a celebratory drink. Professor, you're right. This is no time for gloomy faces. We should be celebrating Ryunosuke's not guilty verdict. Let's start having some fun. In that case, might I suggest the Carnival? As a head of waiter, I should be delighted to provide you with ample food and drink. You're a detective, Hosonaga-san, aren't you? Let's not worry about details for now. To La Carnival, will you accompany us, Professor? Of course. La Carnival's food is second to none. I shall go and attend to the paperwork for Naruhodo-san's release. Oh, yes, thank you. So Giselle Brett won't be tried here. I suppose that means I'll never know. I'll never find out why she killed Dr. Wilson. Kazuma. Yes, Ryunosuke? I just wanted to say thanks again. That's all. You really saved my skin today. I didn't do a thing. You were the lawyer in there, weren't you? That defense was all your own work. Your skills made the difference, though. On one day, I'll bet you'll be the best lawyer in the world. I'm not so sure about that. To be honest, something kept occurring to me over and over again during that trial. I couldn't help but thinking that maybe you're the one destined to become a great lawyer, not me. What? Come on, be serious. He's gonna be a prosecutor. If I helped you today, it was only the right at the very start of the trial. But you have the natural talent for it, for being a defense lawyer, I mean. Oh no, not me. All that intense verbal combat, I never want to go through that ever again. I did what you told me to do. That's all. Because I knew I could trust you. That's the point. Sorry? What do you mean? That's the point. It's all about trust, my friend. Listen, Ryunosuke. Do you know what the most crucial weapon is that any lawyer needs to in order to win? Knowledge of the law? Okay, well that's important. No. Okay, the ability to believe. To believe? To believe in what? In your clients. A defense lawyer has to fight for his clients. He has to believe in them at all times. Like you believed in me when I said I didn't do it. I'm human just like you. I don't have some superhuman ability to know the truth. But you have to make a choice about what to believe in and stick to it when you're defending someone. Sometimes in the courtroom, you can really be backed into a corner. But being able to remain faithful to what you choose to believe in, even then, well, that's not something that anyone can do. It takes a special kind of person. Believing in your client. Just look at today's trial. I'm a student lawyer with precious little real experience, but you never stop believing in me. Well, you face seemingly hopeless situations time and time again, but you never stop looking for the truth. And in the end, you found it through your own efforts, and because you never stop believing in me. Thanks, Kazuma. There's something that I want to ask you, actually, Ryunosuke. Well, it's a favor, really. Something very important to me. It sounds serious. What is... Ah, you're still here, are you? Oh. Oh, Inspector Hosonaga. I've arranged some rickshaws for us. Let's go. Thank you. I'll be right there. Let's pick up this conversation later. We should be celebrating right now. Your first court victory. Your study toward Great Britain. Don't forget. He's either going to ask us to come with him or to go or us to go instead of him. So, the first trial came to an end. Professor Mikotoba, Susato-san were recognized. Inspector Hosonaga, who didn't really play much of a part, but still, was because of the help of support of all of these people that I managed to do it at trial. But more importantly, Kazuma had to get my ass kicked. Little did I realize just how much it would change my life. Well, it looks like we'll have to figure out what he's gonna say in the next part. Because yeah, that is gonna do. Oh my gosh, that is gonna be it. I'm cooked. My throat is cooked. But yeah, that's gonna be it for me. Okay. So yeah, thanks for coming out to the stream. As always, if you like what you saw, consider leaving a like and follow me on the YouTube stories to be exact. Follow me on Twitch, X, Blue Sky, and hopefully I'll see you here in the next stream. Bye bye. Bye 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 bye.